Israel means? You know what Israel means? Israel means wrestles with God, struggles with God, fights with God. That's what Israel means. The literal Hebrew, it's a Hebrew word. The meaning is God contended, wrestles with God, triumphant with God, fights with God. So there you go. Israel's there. You know, he's backed in the corner, and he's just gonna fucking Nagano. You know, wouldn't just pull a Stippy Maya second Nagano just. So Israel, this is not about Israel, but I didn't get to say all the things I want to say, so I'm going to tie the two things in because, you know, well, we're going to just make a million fucking videos on the same topic. No. So Abby Martin, journalist, filmmaker, invited to be the keynote speaker 2019 conference on critical media literacy. Critical media literacy at Georgia Southern University. She was sent an independent contractor agreement by the university officials committing to pay her $1,000 honorarium and the cost of travel and lodging. The agreement contained for what for Martin was a poison pill. It required her to certify that she was not currently engaged in and agree for the duration of this agreement not to engage in a boycott of Israel. So, you better not boycott Israel. You can come here and talk in Georgia. You're allowed to say what you want in Georgia, but you can't talk about boycotting Israel, motherfuckers. It's a provision pursuant to 2016 Georgia law. So, Georgia passed this law, and Abby Martin didn't want to follow the damn laws. One of more than 2 dozen, she didn't go speak, so they prevented, right? But this, in a way, went against them, and now the law is struck down. So this is good for Georgia. This is good for America. One of more than 2 dozen similar state laws. There's 20 to 30 other states in this nation that have passed these kinds of laws, which target the boycott, divestment, and sanctions effort against Israel. So, yeah, I like shit that's fair. I like shit that's fair, you know? So, recently, Colorado became the first state in the nation to ban legacy admissions for public colleges this week. And Governor Jared Polis said that this will create more of a meritocracy in higher education. This bill will help move us in a direction where our higher education institutions are moving towards meritocracies, meaning that you have to earn admission because of who you are and what you could do and what your potential is, not because of who your parents or your grandparents were. That's just such obvious shit. You can grandfather all this fucking institutional racism and grandfather, you know, all of it. The police brutality, the fucking judges, just grandfather the whole fucking thing, right? This only applies to public schools. The bill says state-supported institutions of higher education shall not consider a legacy preference as eligible criteria for admission standards. So there it is, Colorado. We got initiative, referendum, we got recall, we got all these democratic tools here, we got written ballots. You get a month to figure out what you have to fight. You have to fight so fucking hard not to vote. If you live in Colorado and you don't vote, you're such a worthless piece of shit. My God, you got same-day registration. They send the ballot right out into your mailbox, give you 30 fucking days to vote. We've also just, I like that I live in a liberal state, but they banned the death penalty, which, okay. But we released the Gray Wolves. We did something else that was major, too. They passed all those police reform laws. Just progressive after progressive measure. This is just, we keep moving forward here in Colorado in terms of our, the laws that they pass out of Denver. So this is fantastic. In fact, actually, since I, mentioned it, let's go ahead and see if, does Colorado have, one of these BDS laws. So, Palestine legal, Governor Hickenlooper signed HB 16-1284 into law. What? What? Well, we need to get that shit changed, right, Colorado? California, too? What the fuck? What is happening here? So, maybe we're going to have to, let's see. California got its anti-BDS law September 24, 2016. Seems to be 2016. Oh, that's when... Okay, let's Colorado, February 19, 2016, a bipartisan coalition of Colorado legislators introduced HB 16-1284. The bill required the state to set up a blacklist of for-profit entities boycotting Israel so that the Colorado Public Employees Retirement Association, the fund for the state's public employee pension plan, could divest from them. Wow. The fund would also be prohibited from making future investments in blacklisted entities. John Hickenlooper signed the bill March 18, 2016 after it had passed the state and Senate with the votes 54-10, 25-9 respectively. The bill was opposed by the ACLU, Friends of Sabile, Colorado, local chapter of Sabile Ecumenical Liberation Theology Center, Jewish Voice for Peace, Coloradans for Justice in Palestine, and by para officials who said the bill would create extra administrative work. So Colorado is super progressive, but clearly we got some more work to do. We got some more work to do. Are you telling me, I mean, I've been criticizing Palestine the whole time. Are you telling me that that's somehow, what is HB 16-1284? Oh, they're just trying to divest the public employee pension plan. So they're going to set up a blacklist of for-profit entities, so corporations, LLCs, corporations, what have you, boycotting Israel so that the Colorado para, the fund for the state's public employee pension plan, could divest from them. Damn! So, and not only are they saying, you know, are they boycotting, or they're taking another step. They're saying, okay, what, you want to boycott and divest and, you know, sanction Israel? Well, how about if we divest from you first? No, you want to boycott Israel, we'll divest from you. So if you're a corporation in Colorado and you're part of the state public employee pension plan, so I guess that's specifically for whatever, the public sector, the government employed people, schools, courts, libraries. So if any of them even thinks, but it says for-profit entity. Okay, this is weird. How can you be a for-profit entity and be part of the public employee pension plan? Is that even possible? If you work for McDonald's, can you be part of para? I got more questions than I have answers, so I'm gonna get back to you guys on this.